Hey Sagittarius, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekend reading from February 9th through the 11th, 2024. This is for Sagittarius. Last shuffle here for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what we have is great achievement and we have the honoring path. And this is telling me a lot about how, I will say this, Sagittarius. What you have done, it seems, is that you're trying to do the right thing. It's like you finally are at this place where you're like, all right, fine, I'll do the right thing, right? I'll do. This great achievement is that you are taking on, it's like you're, this is a lot, man. Some of you may say the right thing to do is just end something, man. That's the right thing to do. Because if not, it's like you may feel burdened or blocked up. And what is it called? Intuitively, you may feel blocked. You may feel like, yeah, some of you feel oppressed. I mean, gosh, if the message would change ever, right? The past month, it seems like there's been an energy that's been hanging over every sign. And this energy over you has definitely been that you are trying to unblock yourself. If you got to do it yourself, fine. Whatever it is, the great achievement is almost like is that you could tap into your intuition, right? There's an energy of like, my intuition is telling me that something is too much. My intuition is telling me that I can't build, it's going to be too hard to build something. And it also is telling me that I have to disconnect emotionally. Okay, your great achievement is that you may be in this place now where you're disconnecting from something emotionally for once. Whereas before you may have been overwhelmed with the emotion and you couldn't understand what the emotions were. Because the moon kind of gives off this vibe of like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Is that a bear? Oh no, that's a bush. I can't tell in the shadows. You know, it's dark. And the honoring path is the moon and 10 of swords. So this is telling me that your intention is to end something, but it's like it's like you cannot predict what's going to happen. Even though your intuition is telling you to do something, you know, like your intuition tells you to do it, and then, or it's like you have to do this, and you're like, well, show me what would happen if I did, and they're like, well, we can't tell you that. That's, you know, there's some energy of this being very secretive. It looks like you're also very secretive. You don't want anyone to know what's going on. You feel like you have a leg up if there's secrecy. Like there's some, you know, this is a need to know basis. Someone may ask you a question straight out, and you may be like, you know, you might actually just actually stay silent. You might, people might say, what's going, you know, what do you plan to do about XYZ? And you might just stare at them and blink. I mean, there's an energy of that as well. Ooh, gosh, it's all over the place, Sagittarius. Commitment is 10 of Cups and Judgment. This commitment energy tells me that you, there's so much that is happening here, and it looks like a family situation or a romantic situation or something is coming back up again. Okay, it's like this something is repetitive here, and it's too much now. It's like you're at the end of your rope. Whenever you see a bunch of tens, this is saying, I am so over it. I'm so done. This is too much, especially 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. There's something about a situation being done. You may feel like you're being played with or taken advantage of, and your intuition's telling you that you are. What you're committed to is, this time I'm choosing what makes me happy this time. This time I'm going to do what makes me happy, though. And that's what's happening. And this is something that may reoccur this weekend. Like it happens every weekend. This time, though, your choice is different. You're not taking on all the burden. You're not going to cooperate or, what's the word? Not negotiate, compromise with someone and say, sure. And to say, logically, I should. right? It makes sense to do. It makes sense to cooperate or to what's the word? Compromise. This time it's like, no, it doesn't make me happy to do it. I'm not doing it. So we have playing it safe with the Four of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. And this is telling me here that you're playing, okay, so the playing it safe energy is saying that you might start over and block somebody. You're holding on to your peace. I'm seeing someone, if you're holding on to a situation, Sagittarius, they're also saying that you're holding on to it out of fear. They're like, oh yeah, if you're gonna stick into something, even though you're trying to choose your own happiness, the intentions are, I need to do the right thing and end this, but at the same time, I'm afraid to let go. I'm afraid to walk away. I'm afraid to let go of something. Even if it's overwhelming you, even if it's starting to make it where it's hard for you to hear your intuition, it's hard for you to tap into it, it's hard for you to, you may feel confused. You may feel like you can only rely on your mind and not what your heart is telling you, or like spirit. You may have a deep connection to spirit, like your gut is always right kind of thing, and all of a sudden now you don't know what to do. And it's mostly because you're afraid to hold on. You're afraid to hold on and afraid to let go. Like, you don't want to hold on. That scares the crap out of you to hold on to something or someone or a place. But at the same time, like, if I let go, what'll happen? If I end things, what will happen? There's a worry out of this world. This is a confusing weekend, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that this time when something does happen again, you need to choose what would make you happiest, not to satisfy your fear, but that, like, ultimately, if you were to sit down and think, what would I be happiest with? What do I actually want to do? It's like you have to focus on that and not the fear of, like, I'm going to lose this or that if I don't do it. It's not about what you'll lose, and it's not about your fears. It's about what actually makes you really happy, truly. Like, say it's a friend or something, and a friend is like, we need to go out. This friend throws a tantrum if you don't go out. You kind of like going, but you don't want to go. And what will make you happiest is to lay down this weekend and relax. Then it's almost like lay down and relax and screw the fear. So what if they're upset? That kind of thing. If that makes any sense. I mean, I know that's a very mundane example, but that is kind of where they're showing that it has to do with the person and being afraid of what they'll do. You could be dealing with a Pisces or a Cancer. We also have Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. You could be dealing with a Gemini Cancer cusp or an Aquarius Pisces cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.